Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. Either the Chiefs know exactly what they're doing, or they've decided to start battling the Oakland Raiders for the most insane team in the AFC West award, Perna. That's not a real award, Kansas and Missouri, so don't try and pursue it. Today, the Chiefs completed a blockbuster trade with the Seattle Seahawks to acquire defensive end Frank Clark. Will this be like the real blockbuster and ruin one of these organizations for lack of foresight? Or is this a good move for both teams? How much did Frank Clark end up costing? And what will the Seahawks do with an extra first-round draft pick? I'll answer all of that after I bitch about how annoyingly fast the NFL news changes. The Chiefs were supposed to trade for Patrick Peterson today, and Frank Clark was supposed to be my most likely player to be traded on draft day for tomorrow's episode, but who gives a shit about my day? And all my wasted words I typed. Not the Chiefs, not the Seahawks, and certainly not any of you. That's good sports. I'm kidding. I know you care. So subscribe. Also, this episode is sponsored by Manscaped.
You already know about some Manscaped products like the Lawnmower 2.0 for body hair trimming with skin-safe technology so you don't nick your nuts or nipples. Speaking of which, better, just the way my wife likes it. But Manscaped.com is about providing total body maintenance, keeping your skin and man hair cleansed and trimmed from head to toe. Literally. Now with the Foot Duster Foot Spray. This is my right foot. I call him Righteous, and I spray him once a day. This is my left foot. I call him Daniel Day-Lewis, and I spray him once a day. Not only does the Foot Duster keep your feet from smelling like disgusting feet, but it reduces bacterial microorganisms on the skin, features pH control, and is composed of all natural ingredients like tea tree oil, which helps repair dry skin. Plus, pro skater Windsor James endorsed it, so I'm assuming it makes you good at skateboarding too. Oh, yes it does. Use my link in the description or my promo code SPORT20 for your 20% discount at manscaped.com.
The worst part of the Frank Clark trade is former Chiefs running back Larry Johnson is going to have even more ammo to talk shit to me this NFL season, because I think Clark makes the Chiefs' defense less shitty than it was this morning. I was invited to hang out with Larry Johnson and some Chiefs bloggers via Twitter, hypothetically speaking, and I will defend Broncos country with honor, but may be walking into a red wedding type situation if this does occur. Anyway, the Kansas City Chiefs traded the farm for Frank Clark today, 2 days before the draft. And don't tell me you knew the Chiefs would give up the farm for Clark just because part of Kansas City is located in Kansas, known for its farms. Also, the Chiefs belong to Kansas and Missouri. It's a shared custody type situation of the kid nobody really wants to call their own. So I don't need Chiefs fans telling me they play in Missouri. Quit blaming the rest of the country for building a city in 2 states.
We should have seen Frank Clark to the Chiefs from a mile away, a mile-high city away. The foreshadowing was lazy at best. I mean, the only AFC West quarterback Frank Clark didn't sack last year was Patrick Mahomes, and he wears number 55, just like D Ford won't even have to buy somebody else's jersey number back from them. Stupid I didn't see this coming. So stupid!
The Chiefs, after getting rid of Justin Houston and D, I was offsides at the worst possible time in human history, Ford, are giving the Seahawks their 2019 first-round pick and one of their 2020 second-round picks and an exchange of third-round picks this year for defensive end Frank Clark. Frank Clark is a good defensive end coming off an impressive 13-sack season. He had 9 sacks in 2017 and 10 in 2016, so he provides reliable production from his position, and if he has any weakness, it's that he's not a top-tier run defender as you'd like a base defensive end to be. He will consistently get you around 40 QB hurries in a season, which is in the same company of guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Jadeveon Clowney, and putting him on the line with Chris Jones suddenly gives Kansas City a very respectable defensive line, led by very forgettably named men. Chris Jones and Frank Clark sound like 2 characters we forgot were in The Sandlot. One of the most trusted NFL tweeters, Eagles defensive end Chris Long, chimed in on the trade today on Twitter. Not only does he play the position and has played the position at a high level for years, he doesn't bullshit people, and that's what I respect about him. He tweeted, "A Knight of Seven Kingdoms is the first episode in that's from Long's in-depth Game of Thrones reviews, also making him cooler than I already thought he was." And he was tops, folks. Tops, just like the trading cards. The tweet I wanted to read said, "Frank Clark is fucking elite." There we go. Chris Long says he's elite. I fucking believe it. He went on to say that Dee Ford is an elite pass rusher, but not a base defensive end like Frank Clark. And with the Chiefs' schematic change on defense with the hiring of new defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo moving to a 4-3 base, Clark seems to be a better fit. But only according to a guy who plays on the defensive line. Clark will make $17 million this season and then command a contract similar to the 5-year, $105 million deal DeMarcus Lawrence signed with the Cowboys recently. I wrote that shit before Adam Schefter told all of us that Frank Clark reached a deal worth $105.5 million with $63.5 million guaranteed, which is slightly more than Lawrence's new contract. Yes, I am patting myself on the back. If you think money matters or makes sense in the NFL, that is only true when an organization needs an excuse not to pay a player. Kansas City was $5 million over or under the cap this morning. I couldn't really tell. Before they inked a deal with Clark, I looked at their cap space this morning and I was like, they can't afford to pay anyone else this season. And I was wrong. And now after signing Clark, somehow they have 11 to 22 million in cap space. And I didn't screenshot any of that shit, but I wish I did so you could understand how fake money is in the NFL. That's what my morning's been like. The Chiefs have around 5 million to work with, or are over 5 million. Now they have 11 to 22 million after paying a guy 105 million. I don't know. I just don't know. Now that the defensive line is secure, the Chiefs only have question marks at every other level of their defense. But they did improve. The Seahawks got another first-round pick this year and a slightly worse third-round pick. They only had 4 draft picks before this trade, so to now have picks 21 and 29 in the first gives them the chance to add 2 impact players early or trade 1 for picks in the second round where they currently have 0 selections. They could also trade up with 2 first-rounders and select one of the many supremely talented defensive linemen and edge rushers in this draft if there's a guy they really want. Next to the money issue, that's probably a big reason they felt comfortable dealing a great player like Clark. They could easily get a great defensive end at 21. Some mock drafts already had Seattle taking Clemson defensive end Cleveland Farrell or Montez Sweat at 21. They can probably address the defensive line and secondary with their 2 first-round picks now and be better on defense in 2019 if they hit. There are obviously no guarantees in the draft, and despite the fact that everyone wanted to instantly shit on this trade or say the Chiefs got fleeced, I feel like this is a deal that works out pretty good for both teams. When KC looks at Seattle, they are looking in a mirror, showing them their future instead of their current fat barbecue sauce-stained faces, providing a look to what they will have on their hands when they pay Patrick Mahomes and then have to figure out how to run an organization with a giant quarterback contract. Kansas City is in the financial sweet spot to do whatever the fuck they want for the next couple years. Basically the same place we are all desperately trying to get to in our own lives and will never, ever get to. So enjoy it while it lasts, KC. Just think about how bad things are going to be when you have a really good quarterback that you have to pay a lot of money. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. Tomorrow I'll have a draft video about what draft trades may happen on draft day. And then Thursday, draft day is here. We've got Kevin Costner, we've got the Browns, we've got football. What else could we ask for on draft day?